Hey, this is Coach Rossiter. Welcome back to one of our coffee conversations, our teacher podcast.